Hello. Hello, everybody. I think I'm missing one supply. I'm going to quickly grab that supply while everything is loading here for the first couple seconds. Let me see if I've got that. Okay. I couldn't remember. Did I get that number? No. Okay. How would this be? Maybe this. Hey, guys. Hey, Millie and Martha. Hey, everyone. I'm just pulling up some numbers here because I thought I had a certain stamp set, but I don't think I do. Okay. That's okay. Put this back. All right. Welcome to Thursday Live. Hello and welcome. All right, you guys. You know, I think I'm going to get my other stand. I use a cake plate, or not a cake plate, a plate stand. I think that's what these are. Or a picture frame stand to hold up my iPad so I can read your comments. And the one I've got right now angles it too much. There we go. That's better. Okay. Move this out of the way. Hello, 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 hello. So, welcome to Thursday. Hey, Mallory and Avatar. Risa, hello. Oh, I'm so excited that you're finally able to join one too. Welcome. So today we are going to be working on stories, just random stories. I've got 6 of them set up and ready to go. So we'll see if we can get through all 6. A couple of them are using the Allie Edwards April Stories by the Month kit from last year, which would have been the 2019 digital kit. So what I did today for my description of this video is I tried to go in there and put in anything that I'm using that is still available. A lot of it's going to be in a digital format because the physical releases were older. So I think I've got 2 projects with the April kit. I have 1 project using the July kit. I have 1 project using the November kit. And then I've got 1 from Colorcast Designs. So lots of fun stuff that we're going to be doing today. All right, so trying to think if I have any housekeeping items to talk to you guys about. I do actually. So next week, which is Thursday the 22nd, we will not have a live. So I will not be here next Thursday. I'm actually getting my 2nd dose of the vaccine. Mine, in case anybody's wondering, is the Moderna one. So I'm getting my 2nd one next Thursday, which is my appointment's at the same time as the live. So it just doesn't work out. And plus, I know that typically with the 2nd dose, you don't feel good anyway. So even if it was earlier in the day, I probably still wouldn't have my live because, you know, recovery. So that is that. So just FYI. That next week we won't be here, and then we'll be back again the week after that. I'm hoping the week after that to work on my Pieces of Me project live with you guys. I haven't done any of my journaling except for the first day, so I need to like sit down and do some journaling and print off my pictures to figure out what I want to do with it, and then I think I'm going to work on that with you guys 2 weeks from now. And if I don't have enough time to get it all put together, then we'll just be working on more stories and we'll do Pieces of Me, you know, the week after that. So eventually I'm going to do this Pieces of Me album and it'll be great. So yes. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn you guys around so that you can see my desk here. And we're just going to jump into working on our stories for today. So let's get to it. All right. There we go. Look, everything looks good. Okay, so see, hey Tracy, I'm glad to see you back. Let's see who else is here. And Stephanie, live again. Stephanie, what time is it where you're at? Is it like super late where you're at, or is it can't remember. It's hard to remember if it's like the next day or because Stephanie, are you in where are you at? Are you UK or are you Australia or New Zealand? I can't remember. I think you might be New Zealand. Anyway, 9 a.m. Melbourne, Australia. Hey, Amanda. Awesome. I'm glad it's perfect timing. Okay, so I'm going to set a bunch of this to the side. Oh, another thing I'll mention is that I'm going to be working in a variety of sizes today. I am eventually, at some point, going to film a video where I show you all of the different albums that I'm working in, because I get a lot of questions on that. So I will eventually film a video to show you all of my different albums so it can make sense where everything goes and why I have so many different sizes. Honestly, I just have a lot of different sizes because I think it's fun to work in different sizes. So I've got a 3x8 spread today. I've got a couple of 6x8 spreads, and then I have a couple of 12x12 spreads. I am spreading my wings and trying out 12x12 again, but doing it in my own personal style, and I love it. Like, I'm really, really, really enjoying it. Okay, so the first two, let's work on this one first. The first two are going to be 3x8 sizing, but they will go into a 6x8 album. They're just going to go into, you know, they're just going to go into like either just a single 3x8 insert, or they might have two side by side. So this first one is from this one card that says garden updates. And all I'm going to do, I printed off my journaling. I added in some boxes for where these photos are going to go just to help me with placement. And this is telling the story of moving into our house and redoing a lot of our landscaping, which has been a work in progress. I think we have almost lived in our house for 4 years. It'll be 4 years at the end of October. And the people who lived in our house before us were like botanists, which is super cool, except for, and like botanists in terms of like native to our state plants, which I don't, you know, there's a lot of them that I don't really know what they are. So, or how to take care of them or anything like that. So, we just kind of like ripped up most everything and put in stuff that we do know how to take care of, because first of all, we need stuff that's just easy to take care of. And then in addition to that, mostly it's just for ease. And also it's just a look, you know, to have something in a look that I like. So that's that. Wait, Haley, did you get your second dose? Is that what I just saw? Where is that? Just got my second dose today. Oh, Haley, you'll have to keep me updated on how you're feeling. Yeah, I get mine a week from Thursday, so I'm very excited. Glad, you know, to get it and move on. Hopefully not get sick. Calls me a plant killer. I love plants too, and here's what I do every year. So every year I plant like a bunch of plants because I think I'm going to like get outside in the yard and do all the things. And then I have really, really bad spring allergies. So so then I have to come inside for like 2 months and I can't take care of them. So then they all grow out of control or die or get eaten or who knows. So it's just like every year it's the same thing. One of these years I just need to get allergy shots so I can like be outside, an outside person and not like hiding away in my basement. All right, so we're almost there. So these are like progress shots is basically what I did. I went in, and these are older photos. I decided that I would use this to tell an older story. So let's get rid of all that. And then we can get rid of this. So then for the title piece, I just chopped off the top part and I'm just going to tape it up at the top. And then we'll add the photos down in those spots, and then this one will be done. So it's a super quick and easy spread. So yeah, I said when we moved into our home, because this is Erin and I's first home that we are currently living in. And I said when we first moved in to our home, we had no idea, you know, what our yard work was going to be like. So we loved the house. We didn't really pay attention to the yard too much until we like actually moved in. And then we realized that we were going to have our hands full with taking care of the yard over the course of the next couple years. We have redone our front yard. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can hold this up. I doubt you guys will be able to see it. But basically, because it's so small. Oh, maybe you can. But basically, it just looked like the wild. Like our yard just looked like the wild. So we tore out everything out of the front and then replaced it with a more traditional landscaping, which is what I know a lot more about, you know. So we did that. Okay, so let me figure out the order of events here. So that goes last. Oh, maybe I can do this. I wonder if you guys would be able to see this. We'll try. So you can see, maybe, this is the before, and this is the after. So we just like did our best to redo it. So that's gonna go down here on the bottom. But yeah, it was a lot of work. So much work. I want to say that I dug out the back first. So I did that. Oh, that goes there. That goes there. Yeah. Oh, wait. I have it right here. Removed the bush and plants from the backyard. Yes. Okay. I was right. So we had these like crazy bushes that were basically like trees in our back garden, and I dug those up. I was very pregnant at the time and I didn't care. I dug them up anyways. And we still haven't planted anything back there. So it's just like weeds and dirt. So every year I have to remove out all of the weeds, and then this is going to be the year. This will be the year that we actually do the backyard. Because I'm sure my neighbors are tired of seeing our mess of a yard in the back. And last summer was all of the beginnings of the lockdowns and stuff, so we weren't going to plant nurseries to go get stuff to redo our yard, you know. All right, so there we go. In a treehouse, Stephanie, I love it. Yes. Yes, Caleb, we're talking a little bit of gardening. Yes. Yes. I want to be a plant person so bad. Someday I will be a plant person. Someday. Okay, so that is the first one. Super quick and easy. And that's that. Is anybody working on landscaping this year? You know, so that is our goal, is to get in the backyard and the side yard. So our front yard looks great and the rest of our house looks terrible. So our goal is to, you know, get out there and work on that this year. Anybody else? Any of you guys working on the yard or house projects? Anybody doing house projects this year? We want to do some of those too. Ooh, starting from dirt. So the nice thing about that, Amanda, is that you can, at the very least, you know, you get to decide all of the original landscaping plants, right? So that's kind of nice. Right, so these are going over here. Okay, so this next one, I'm just going to set to the side for now. This next one, what I'm going to do is tell a story about Erin cooking. So I think, right? Yeah, Erin cooking. And he made these awesome fish tacos the other day, which we don't eat fish hardly ever. Not because we don't like it, just because we don't think about it. Like, do you guys ever do that when you're planning out your meals? You, at least for our family, because we do eat red meat, like we don't abstain from any meat choices here. So we typically go with chicken and beef, and like that's most of the meals. And then we recently had fish somewhere, and Aaron was like, I should make something fish. So he did. He made fish tacos, and they were really, really good. They were a bit spicy for the kids, but we loved it. I'll take spicy any day because I love spicy. Okay, so I've got this pattern card from one of the older paper person kits. So it's just a stripe, and I'm going to add it to the top and the bottom. And then I've got this Fresh Start acrylic piece from Colorcast and the Fresh New Start wood veneer that I'm just going to stick in the middle. And that's pretty much going to be it. So this is going to be another really super easy and quick one. But yeah, that's that. Yes. And yes, Shuan, you're so right that it is so expensive. That's also, you know, also totally a reason why we probably just don't think about it. The vegetable boxes. Stephanie, what do you grow for vegetables in your vegetable boxes? I'm curious. See what you all are saying on here. Growing season is May to October. Erica, ours is about the same. Our growing season's May to October as well. May is typically when allergy season starts. Sometimes it's earlier, but usually it's like May and June. It's full on allergies. Yeah. Today, full freezer, yum. Buckhorn. It's so funny. Like, I don't know what any of the plants in my backyard were. We have a bunch of trees too, because they were obsessed with trees. So it's just like, we live in like a little like suburban neighborhood, almost like it's almost kind of like a Stepford neighborhood. And it's funny because our yard and our neighbor's yard are both like the most wild yards in the neighborhood. They're just like, there's just so much vegetation. It's crazy. July, renovated the whole thing before we moved in. That's awesome. I know that probably takes a lot of work and patience to wait, right? Because you have to wait to move into the house, and you're all excited about it. But at the same time, when you get to move in, it's totally what you want it to be. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Someone else do design it. That's so funny. Yeah, I can understand that too. Like, what the heck do I put in my yard to make it look pretty? I'm much better at like interior decorating than I am at my lawn. Luckily, my mom is really good with landscaping, so I just enlist her help. Like, Mom, come over here and tell me what to plant in my yard, because I don't know. So luckily we've got that. Interesting, yeah. Okay, so, you know, again, super easy. That's all I'm doing for this one. Keeping it simple. So we've got Fresh Start on top of the tacos, and then over here I just have, so I said, after months and months of me prepping meals for our family during the crazy COVID times, Aaron finally had enough. And I don't even blame him. I was starting to get tired of the same old crockpot meals too. One day Aaron asked me if he could start doing the cooking. He said he was really missing the food that we cooked fresh every day and that he wanted to return to that again. Of course, I agreed before he could even get as many words out. So starting in February, Aaron is the house chef. Each week he does the meal planning, shops online, order pickup, then cooks our meals fresh every day. It is like the best thing ever. I'm so grateful that he took it upon himself to start cooking meals here. It's been such a blessing. So this story I'm going to put in a divided 6x8 pocket. So there are pockets. I get mine from Ali Edwards where they have a line down the middle. So they're 2 3x8 side by side. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. I think I have an empty space for this waiting in one of the albums that I am working on. So that will be great. So that's where that one is going to go. And then we'll move on to story number 3. I know, Tracy, I need to do that too, craft room tour. So I'm hoping, this will be funny, I'm hoping next week that one of the days that the kids are gone, that my husband will have to go into the office to work because he works in the same place that I have my craft table. And so, or my craft space is also partially his office space. So with him being home all the time, it's hard to find the opportunity to film the videos because he's working and stuff. So hopefully soon, maybe next week, I have a couple of like those types of videos that I want to do. So I've got one for my albums. I have one for my craft room and those types of things. So hopefully very soon. Okay, so this is an example of a spread using the Ali Edwards April Stories by the Month. So what I'm going to do, this was a, well, it is currently a 6x4 card, journaling card. And I really liked the way that it looked with this one, which says grow, and it's got more florals on it. But I didn't really need this for anything. So what I'm going to do is just fussy cut that out and add it to the edge of the photo. And while I fussy cut this, I will catch up on some comments from you guys. But yeah, so I'm hoping this month, April, to get the craft room tour filmed. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But that is my goal for myself. Yes. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do with those is break them up into short videos too. I think I've told you guys that before maybe. But instead of doing one super long, like half-hour video about my craft room, I'm thinking about doing a super quick one, like 5 minutes or less. Like, here's a really quick overview of my space, and then breaking them down into, you know, shorter videos that are maybe 3 to 5 minutes that specialize on a specific organization thing. So like maybe one about stamps and one about papers and all that kind of stuff. That way, if you're looking for tips on a specific kind of product, you know, then that can make it easier to find it. Okay, you guys, so here's something that I have noticed between these two scissors. So both of these are like precision scissors. The tonic ones are, you know, they have a really nice like handle to hold on to them versus the cutter bee. But cutter bee, for some reason, is easier for me to maneuver. Does anybody else feel like that? Like, I feel like I can be a lot more precise with these than I can be with the Tim Holtz ones. Maybe that's just me. But I feel like I'm always bending cards and stuff in a weird way with those scissors. I don't know. Just my random thoughts for right now. Okay, so there's one. We got one more to go. Yeah, I mean, I like the cut that they have. Like they have a really nice edge to their cut, but there's something about them that makes them harder to use, I think. So, and even sometimes I've tried using them to like let's say that I'm backing something, larger. Or, you know, like when you stick a page inside of a traveler's notebook and you have to cut off the edge because it's like it's a little bit too big. They don't do well next to an edge. Like they want to cut through everything and not leave the original edge there. So I don't know. So therefore, I often will go for my just cheapo scissors here instead of my Tim Holtz ones. But maybe I'm, you know, not doing it right. I don't know. But Cutter B to me is easier, I think. I also have a lot more practice with them than I do with Tim Holtz's. All right. Almost there. And then we'll get it adhered on here. All right, so. All right, so here's what I want to do with these. Let's get that stuff off of here. That. Okay, so first let me hole punch this thing, which is going to be on this side. Oh no, you threw them away, Caleb. That's the worst. Okay, so Millie, what do you think about the large tonic scissors? How do you feel about those? Are they good? Easier to maneuver? I'm just wondering. Yeah, Cutter B scissors are definitely like one of my staple things that I've got because I love them. And they're easy for me to work with, I think. Okay, so there is the photo. So we've hole punched the side of the photo because this is just going to go outside of a page protector. These are going to go in a 3x8. So probably what I'll do is we have this garden updates one. I most likely will have this be on the back side so that, yeah, so that, you know, it's just in one 3x8 sleeve is all that I need. So most likely that's how this is going to go in an album. I'm going to wait because maybe I've got a spot in there that actually, you know, can use it, but most likely that's what I will do. Okay, so this one says found beauty today, which made sense for this photo of Izzy and a spring flower. So that's that. And then for this, I'm going to add these florals into the corner of this photo. So we'll start with that. And then, okay, so we'll start here, stick this guy on. Yep, and then this one goes right above it, which I think I'm going to blunt these out a little bit so that they're not so, you know, looking like they were the edge of a card. Okay, so we'll do that. All right, good enough for me. Okay, so let's do these on. Okay. All right. Herb cutting scissors. Yes, I need to get fringe scissors. Maybe I just need to get some herb cutting scissors that I can use for both. I like that idea, Shuan. Because yeah, I like to add fringe to stuff, but I just hand do it like with these, like the fringe. So I could use some. I need to get some for myself. Okay, so I want to put this one up here because I think that's cute in the flower, and then we'll put Spring Memories down at the bottom, and then that will be the spread. So we'll put you there as the center of the flower. Okay, and then, sorry, I'm reading a little bit of the comments. It's hard sometimes. Yeah, it's not a bad thing because I love it when you guys are chatty. It's the best. It's my favorite. And I typically have to go at the end of the day and like sit down and go read through all the comments because I feel like I always get so far behind because I'm like looking down at my table and stuff. Okay. Ooh, there we go. So we've got spring. No. I think I like them justified to the right here. Okay. So there we go. So we've got spring memories, the grow. I talked about how they're just growing. Said love how much the two of you, wait. I love how much the two of you love to be outside and how awesome you are at playing together. I hope you continue growing closer together. Yeah, so it's funny because I have a picture like this from this year too, because this is their favorite thing to do. I have a garden patch in the back, so like a raised garden bed, and I can't use it as a raised garden bed right now because the kids play in it. So last year I planted a bunch of things and they ended up just digging them up. And by they, I mean Jonah. And then Izzy joins in and helps him sometimes. And so this year we are repairing it and we're thinking about filling it with sand and building a lid to go on top and making it into some like giant sand pit. And then when they're older and they don't care about that as much, taking all the sand out, replacing the soil, and then using it as a garden bed again. Just because right now it's not working to use it as a garden bed, just because they're, you know, it all gets destroyed. So that is story number 3, which is really fun. I love this little chipboard piece in the center of the flower. I love doing that with flowers. So if you get flowers on like a pattern paper or on a journaling card, I really love to think about things that I can add into the centers of them. So sometimes it's chipboard. Sometimes if it's a big floral element, I will punch photos into circles and add the photos in the center of the flowers. Just something that makes those a little bit fun and gives them a little bit something extra. Okay, so that is story number 3. Let's move on to story number 4. All right, so okay. So we've got, the next one is about Jonah. And this one is one of my favorite pictures I've taken so far this year. I love this picture so much. It's him making me soup. So it's his like dirt soup. And it's really super cute. So I have that one. I filled out this currently card and I just said things like, I said, you were so proud of yourself today for swinging in the big kid swing. It's crazy seeing you in that one. Just a reminder of how much you've grown this year. Today, oh, I used today. So today you rediscovered one of your all-time favorite things, the raised garden bed. It needs fixing, but that doesn't stop you from digging around and playing. Today you made a dirt, rock, and weed soup. You loved pretend cooking and using the dirt as an ingredient made you so happy. I love seeing your imagination run wild and the joy creating and playing brings you. So then I've got some additional photos from the same day that I'm going to stick in here and this quote card. So it says, it's up to you to see the beauty of everyday things. So I've got a chipboard piece here that says, so darn fun. So I'm thinking I'll probably put it right here, most likely. So darn fun. And then I have this card here. So this is another one of the 4x6 cards. I'm going to fussy cut the bottom off and stick it down here at the bottom of the photo and then add the Carefree wood veneer on top. And that's going to be that. So one of the things I like to do with my scrapbooking stuff, especially with things like this, is try to keep things fairly simple. So you notice I don't usually do a whole lot of embellishing. Sometimes it's just taking a portion of a card and cutting it off and using just a little bit of it. I don't feel guilty about, you know, ruining a card, I suppose. Like I don't care. And I don't care that I will be throwing away the top portion of this white piece because whatever. I might use it as a place for me to stamp to practice stamp or prime my stamps later, because I have a spread here I'm going to be stamping with. So yeah, I like to keep things fairly simple. It also generally means that I can stretch my kits to tell more stories too, because there's a lot more stuff to go around. All right, and you know, and all that fun stuff. So, and there. Okay, so we've got this little piece down here. I'm going to stick on the bottom. So, I'll hold on to that for a second. Yes, Caleb, that's exactly what he does. So, one of the things that Jonah does to me and Aaron is he thinks that like when he's in trouble that it's funny, which of course is not funny. It makes us so mad that he'll like eventually he'll run out of his bed enough times that we're just done, we've had it, and he just comes and he's laughing about it, and we're like, no, like go back to your bed, and he just laughs. We're like, we're serious, go get in your bed. So I don't know what that is, like why he thinks that everything's so funny, but he does, which eventually does make you kind of like, all right, you know, it's a good thing you're cute, man, you know. All right, so we've got that down there. I don't remember the date that I did this, so I'm not going to date stamp it yet. I'm going to wait and look up what day I took the photo, and then I'll add that as my date into the date stamp area. Okay. So let's see, what do I want to do with you? Nope, nope, nope. Well, nope. It's like, maybe. No. Yes. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. Wait, what now? Tracy. Scrapbooking since 1997 with creative memories. Yes. It's amazing how many people started around that same time in the late 90s. I mean, that must have been when a lot of the companies first came out, like first started selling their things, because so many people started then. I know my mom started around then, which means that I, you know, was going with her for some of it. Because in 97, gosh, I would have been, I think I would have been like 11 at the time. So that makes sense. I think I started, you know, I have a middle school scrapbook that was probably from around those times. But yeah, it's super cool. All right, so this is that one. So there we go. That's just a simple spread. Here's a reason why I don't embellish a ton, is because I like this photo. I love this photo. So I want the focus to be on the photo rather than the embellishment. So like down here, what I like about this floral piece down here is it kind of mimics the colors in his shirt. So by having the additional colors here, your eye is drawn to similar colors. So you pay attention to his shirt, and then that makes you look at this, you know, tray of dirt, which then makes you look at his face looking at the tray of dirt. So just like, I like to add things that really help to make the photo stand out more than anything else. And so, you know, by keeping it light, that helps me accomplish that. All right, so that one we're gonna set to the side and call that one done. Okay, so now I have 2 more to go. These are fast. These are going really, really, really fast. Okay, so the last 2 are 12 by 12 spreads. So the first one is a large photo of Izzy, and this one I'm going to be stamping on. So this will take me a little bit of time because I'm going to stamp it. But what I've got on here is a photo of Izzy from being outside. And then my plan was I added journaling down the side of the 12 by 12. I just ran that through my printer. And then I've got these wood veneer leaves that I want to add in here as well. So I'm thinking like something along the lines of this. And that is going to act as bullet points, basically, for my journaling sections. So that will be that part. And then I wanted to add on here, I want it to say five things I love about you. So we're going to see if we can make this work. So here we go. So I'm going to use my Allie Edwards Storytelling Basics alphabet stamp because it is tall but skinny. So I'm thinking that these will fit nicely along the side. So we're going to test it. So we've got you. I feel like I tested this on the computer, but maybe I didn't. So this is just going to help me make sure that it can all fit. So I need the Y. Another stamp set that's very similar to this one, that's also tall and skinny, is the brushed alpha from, oh gosh, I can't think of it now. It'll come to me. Wait, I've got a stamp right here. Why can't I think of this? Close to my heart. That's what it is. I'm like, it's with a C. Theirs is similar too. So 5 things I love about. We'll see. I don't know if this is going to fit. About ABOUOAB. Okay, so that would be about you. Things I love. I don't think it's going to fit. Oh, we'll see. L-O-V. You know what I could probably do? Oh, wait, I don't want that. L-O-V-V. Then E. I wonder if I could make it without spaces in between the words, but change the colors of the words so you can tell that they're different. 5 things I love. I. So we need the I, and then S. Things, T-H-I-N-G. Oops. And then T-H-I-N. So it would be N-I-H. T. You know what? It might be okay. Because I just need a 5. I think maybe this will be okay. So let's see what I think about this one. Are you the right size? Yeah, that would work. Okay. These are the week in the life numbers from last year. I think I'm just going to go for it. So let's move these, and we'll move the photo. So I don't need to accidentally stamp on there. All right. So, all right. I guess what I'm going to do for now is just put these back, and we'll start at the beginning and go to the end. And I'm thinking I will alternate colors. So I just need to figure out what colors do I want to alternate here. It's the S, G, N, I, C, H. Okay. So let's grab the photo and figure this out. Which, I mean, there's not a ton of color in here. So, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? So it's all very neutral. So I could, let me grab my paper person ones. Like I could do like yellow, and there's kind of like orangey in the background. I kind of want to use these anyway because I haven't yet. I could do yellow and green. That would kind of go with it. And then there's a brown too. So I could use brown. All right, 5 things I love about you. So, I need these things. Yes. Color the leaves with ink. I thought about that, Millie, but I might leave them because they have this like white etching, which is probably hard to see on the camera, but they have these really cool designs on them. So I'm thinking about leaving those natural. And then just, so 5 things I love about you. I could do just like these 3. I kind of like that. Paper person things. A kit crush with paper person things too. Yes. So eventually, she went eventually. So one of the things I want to do, where does this go? Red, orange, then yellow, then green, then blue. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do here soon, because right now I plan the projects. Let's see, how do I want these to order? Kind of like in that order. So we'll go like this. We'll see. I haven't used these yet, so that'll be fun. Where's is this big enough for this? Maybe. All right, so let's move all these off again. Hold on, I'm getting distracted. I'm distracting myself, and then I'll come back to it. Yeah, one of the things I'm doing, so I plan out the paper person kits right now, and I do one project with what I plan each month over on Patreon, but I still plan all of the other projects, like so I did it yesterday. Yesterday I did my planning process for paper person. I filmed it, and then I already have gone and done all of the journaling, pulled all the photos and everything for all of the stories, so I have them all ready to go. It's just a matter of this is going to be, yes, it's just a matter of putting them together. So I have to figure out, when to actually put them together, which I have an idea. I have an idea about that. Okay, so this is where I'm thinking, let me use this to test it. I think I was going to throw away. Is this the yellow? Yeah. Ooh, it's pretty. Okay. Yeah. You don't sub to anything right now, Millie. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Let me throw this up here. Millie, are you just using what you have like in your stash, or do you get like some things here and there? I'm curious if you have like a big stash that you're working your way through currently. I can't remember. I know you probably already told me that, but I can't remember. Okay, so 5 things. It's going to be green. Things. Okay, so T. Okay. Mallory, I would be the same way. I would have a hard time, like, if I unsubscribed, like, not being subscribed to it. Okay, so let's go green. Okay, I feel like there's like this little bit, and I don't want this to get on my page. Let's not ruin it. Okay, so T. All right. I am doing this on white textured cardstock. So that does make the stamping look a little bit more textured, which is kind of cool. T-H-H. Is to have no supplies, I can buy stuff. Etienne, I'm the same way. I like to have no stuff too, so I can buy what I want to buy. I have a couple of things in my stash that I bought last year for Story Kit Crush that I need to, like, once I get all of my story bin done, T-H-I, then I need to start using those up. So doing some Story Kit Crush, like Thursday live things, because I want to get all that stuff gone. And then I will feel less guilty about adding anything new. Okay, T-H-I. Do not want a large stash. Yes. Yes, yes. Minimalism is, T-H-I-N, is a good thing. I think having less stuff makes it easier to make decisions and to actually get things done. It's just hard because there's so many, you know, these companies come out with awesome things all the time and we instinctively want them. So it's hard. I-N-G. I have to say it out loud, otherwise I'm going to misspell it. T-H-I-N-G, yes. Yes. Right now for me, I am on a couple of design teams, and I'll say that one of the things that's tough is I like to use everything. You know, that's kind of part of my personality and how I like to roll. I like to use everything. So being on multiple design teams, and a lot of times their products are very similar. So it might be like a store, you know, one company might do a day in the life, and then another company does a day in the life, and then another one does a day in the life. So it gets a little bit repetitive, and that's kind of hard, I think. Things. I is next. I, which is going to be brown. I think this will help to alternate the colors, and that way I can keep them closer together. Okay, so we're gonna do brown. Let me make sure that it's, yep, okay. I know sometimes with inks, if you don't like super duper clean them, then some of the other color gets into the ink pad. And so then you have like this yellow L-O-V-E, but luckily I hadn't used any of them yet. So 5 things I love. L. Yeah. Minimalism makes me sick. Oh, you guys are funny. I love it. I love that there are multiple camps too, right? So like there's no right or wrong way. It's just like whatever's right for you. Oh. 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 Chloe's even cooking. No minimalist here. Caleb the maximalist. Buy all the things. Yes. Yes. I end up getting more, you know. It's hard. It's hard. That's all I'm going to say, is that there are so many good things out there that it's hard to say no. L-O-V. Woo! I almost dropped that. That was almost catastrophic. Hey, so what did you guys think about the new subscription from Everyday Explorers? Have you guys seen that? I mean, it was a fairly big release on the 13th. I feel like this week is just like release week for every company. Like I feel so bad because I have to post like a million things in order to like fulfill my requirements, but it's a lot. Like there's so many releases, but the I will say that the new one for Everyday Explorers is really cool. I really, really like the concept. 5 things I love about is next. A in green. About. So both of the green words are the long words. That's funny. I'm going to end up having space, probably, aren't I? How funny is that? I see show albums. What album are you going to show? Where did that go? Excellent. You like abundance. Yes. Showroom and display the new stuff. Oh, right. Yeah, the Creativation, right? Is that what you're thinking of, Mallory? Oh, man. Can I, like... Yeah, we got this. Okay. And then it will fill in. Okay. About A, B. Okay. B. All right. A, B, O, U, T. All right. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I actually really like this alphabet. This is a really pretty one. I hadn't had a chance to use it yet. I will say one of the things that I would like to get more of that I don't have a lot of are alphabet stamps. I find that if I'm going to stamp anything or use stamps in general at all, it's always alphabets. Alphabets and numbers are my number one go-to. I would really like to use stamps more. I thought about doing like a Saturday thing, like Stamp It Saturday or something, because I don't use them nearly enough. Are any of you guys in the same boat with that, where you just have an overabundance of stamp sets but don't use them very often? Yeah, I would like to use them more. I am totally gonna have room at the end of this. Hilarious. Okay, so I'll have to decide if I want anything there or if I like it how it is. 5 things I love about, and then brown for you. Oh well, which I'm done with the green and I'm done with the yellow. So we've got red, orange, yellow, green, and then brown. Okay. I also like these ink pads. They're really nice too. 5 things I love about you. Y-O-U. Okay, here we go. Travel and reading. Yes. Yep. I use my travel ones too, usually when I put together travel albums. That's interesting. And reading as well, because I do the reading journal like Heba's. And I agree with that. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I think we can all probably use them a little bit more. They're so expensive. Yes. So Stephanie, I see your comment about the older kits. So right now on my YouTube, I believe I have crushed, somebody put it, Mallory, I think you were the one who put together the list. And I was like, holy cow, I can't believe I've done that many. I believe I have crushed 14. Is that right, Mallory? Is it 14 if you're still here? Kits. So there are 14 older kits right now in my library of things. 5 things I love about you. Okay, that is done. And then I have currently in a bin, I have a whole bunch more. I don't know how many more, but a bunch more. And so, here we go. So I am going to put these away without dropping them. Give me just 1 second. Okay. There we go. So, My plan is to eventually crush the rest of the kits that I have live and then keep doing the newer ones for Story Kit Crush Fridays. But I started creating playlists on my YouTube channel. So if you're looking for a specific kit, you can search in my playlists and see if I've done it. And that will include any of the Story Kit Crush projects for that specific kit or any other projects that I did. Because sometimes I have like a Project Life spread, or I've got like, for a design team, for Allie's design team, we are, part of our assignments is to do one project with the new kit. So I generally have a new kit project. A lot of those are hybrid because it takes a while for the kits to get here. So I like to just get it done early and do it hybrid instead of waiting. And then I crush the kit later. But I do still have some older ones. I've got a few that already have their projects planned. There we go. I think that's better. So I'm about to start working with the projects I had set aside for design. So design will come up next. And then I've got tech after that I've already, you know, like I already project planned it essentially. So I've got tech, I've got design, and then I have a bin full of other ones to do. I think the oldest one I've got still left is maybe from 2019. So I don't have any of the super, super old ones. I just have from the last couple of years. Okay, so we're going to stick these in here. And we're going to be like this. Okay, so what can I put up there? Let's see if I've got any hearts. That would work. Or something. Yeah. Huh? That makes me so happy that you've scrapbooked more this year than any other year. That's amazing. 4 6x8 albums and they have arrived. That's amazing. So you have so many to put them in. Amanda, your March practice like blew me away. I am so impressed with the amount of stories that you planned out and have ready to go. Like that is amazing. It's so amazing. Ooh, like that would fit there. Okay, so I could do that. Let's see. This is like a little thing, a little box that I have with all kinds of like things that are like different textures, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I've got like fabric, I've got patches, I've got canvas, I've got this large cork thing, and then I've got the plastic hearts. So I was gonna look in here at the bottom of it to see what kind of plastic hearts I have, what colors. Because I like this, but it almost is like too, well, maybe if I turned it that way, it would be better. It's better that way, I think. So, do I have any, I mean, that's okay. That's too bright. I don't know, it's okay. It's okay. I think, let's try you again. Where were you? Oh, I kind of like that one. It's super neutral. Okay, so let's put all this back in there. These are all like now. Where can I see those stories you planned? Mallory, are you talking about the design and tech? Those ones? Oh, you're talking to yes. So to Amanda. I'm like, are you talking to me? No. Yeah, Amanda posted it on, I believe it was on the One Little Word group. Oh, actually, it goes this way. Okay. And it's amazing. Like, I was so impressed. In like, yes, it's just amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this down here. Here we go. Yes, I figured that out. Yes. I was like, what, me? It's like, what do you mean? They're right here on YouTube. So funny. Yeah, so I have totally been enjoying 12 by 12. I credit Leslie, who is Scrap and Tell is her Instagram handle. She's like one of my new favorite scrappy people to follow. And so if you're not following her, you need to be following her because she's amazing. I share her stuff typically on Fridays with the Story Kit Crush stuff because she's doing Story Kit Crush. But she does 12 by 12 spreads with Allie's stuff. And in a way that feels a little more approachable for me, because 12 by 12s can be a little overwhelming, I think. Or at least they were when I was doing them in a more traditional style. But for this, I started treating them as almost like pocket pages, but not really. So I wanted it, so a lot of mine tend to be very grid-like, or listing, or I like to add lots of words on them because I like words. I like words. And it's been going really well. Like it feels good. It feels like it's my style. And so I've just been very much enjoying it. And also the idea of making 12 by 12 pages that can also be outside of a page protector, because I like outside of the page protector. It also allows me to make them interactive, which is super fun. So like I'll grab out the album here in a minute so I can show you guys. I haven't made the mechanisms yet for them. Maybe if I have time, I'll do one of those today with you guys so I can show you how I'm planning to put them in an album when they're interactive. Okay, so here is a question for you guys. So this I'm going to do, I'm going to stick those down. Actually, let me just do that. And I'm going to use score tape because I want them to stay down. I want them to go down and stay down is what I want. So my question is, for your opinion, do you think I should do this plastic heart and I would staple it on there? Or do I do the felt heart to the side? I might have just answered my own question because I'm not sure I like that fills up the entire space. Yeah, I answered my own question. I'm going to go with that. I think that's what I'm going to do because I like that it doesn't go all the way, and I like it oriented this way. I feel like it takes up the space, but it also leaves enough white space. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I guess I will save my felt heart for another time. I need to come up with something to use these with because they're really cool and I have two of them. So I've got a giant one and a less giant one. I almost need like, and they nest inside of each other. I forget what kit these came with. It might have been Family, but they're super cool. Okay, so let's stick these guys down. And yeah. Considering a certain one. Oh, large format printers. Yeah, so I have a large format printer. It's the only printer I have. When I decided to buy a photo printer, which was back in 2019, I decided to just get a giant one because then I could print everything I wanted on it. So that's what I did. And I have a Canon Pixma Pro 100, and it's an amazing printer. So I've had it for 2 years of printing virtually every single day, and I've never had a problem. It's amazing, but it has doubled, almost tripled in price since the beginning of the pandemic. Like crazy. Because I always recommend it, and then one day I was like, oh, I should go look up like what does it cost, because you know, it is an expensive printer, and I was shocked at how much it costs now. Shocked. Okay. But I love the Canon Pixma. It's a very good printer. So just, you know that I don't know if they're not like producing it anymore, or if it's just, you know, a hot commodity, and so they're jacking up the price, or, you know, if there's a newer model, that could be it. You know, like maybe the older model, the Pro 100 is like an older one. I don't know. But yeah, I do love the wide format. I finally started using it as a wide format when I started doing these 12 by 12 pages, because before that, like I didn't print anything bigger than an 8.5 by 11 photo until like this year. And now that I've done it, I love it. So prepare yourself for lots of very large photos. Yes. Okay, so there's all this. Then we're going to staple on that heart, and then this one is going to be done. I will, again, I don't remember when I wrote this, so I will find out and date stamp it here at the bottom, because I'm trying to remember to do that now, to date stamp things. And that will be, you know, that'll be that. So we will make sure there's no plastic on this first. Okay, there's not. Okay, so let's position it on there, and I'm just going to staple it in the middle-ish. And we'll call that a day. So that is the first of the 12 by 12s. And I think that it turned out really sweet. So I really like that a lot. So next, I've got one more 12 by 12 I'm going to do today. And then that will be that. I will, and we'll potentially make the thing to go on the side. Let me move the stuff that's at my feet, and we'll get this one out. Okay, so this next one, / last one, is going to be using supplies from Colorcast Designs. So I've got to clear my space. You guys know that I'm like, I basically have to like put everything away and then get everything back out, and then put everything away and then get everything back out. That's how I scrapbook, because I can't like work when I've got a bunch of stuff everywhere. Okay, so we are cleared. So let's start on the next one. Okay, so we've got that. So recently I bought a whole bunch of these ones. These are the 13 by 13 pockets from scrapbook.com. So you guys know that I love the ones that are this size, which is, I believe, we can find out. I don't need to believe. We always need to believe. Okay, they're 10 inches by 7 inches. And I love these ones because my 6 by 8 projects fit in here, even the ones that are outside of the page protector. So like this one that we did earlier today, this is a page that goes outside of a page protector. It's larger than a 6 by 8, but it still fits in the pocket, and I can close it. It just is right underneath. So I love these ones because they help me store my projects that are for my 6 by 8 album. But I also grabbed a bunch of them in the 13 by 13 size for working with 12 by 12, or for storing some of my products. So some of my papers. I don't like to keep a lot of pattern papers, so it works for me to just have like one of these for pattern papers, and then one of them for white cardstock and one of them for black, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, so all right, so what this spread is, this is going to be using this title piece right here that is random facts, which will be fun. So we've got random facts, then I've got 6 title pieces, 6 of these acrylic hearts, which are in here somewhere. There's more of them. Yep. So there's 6 hearts, 6 of these titles, and then the random facts that we have here. I pulled out an older Feature Craft card that I'm going to use up here at the top for the title piece. So that's going to back the random facts on top. And then I've got some photos. These I believe are 4x4. Yes. So I have 4x4 photos printed. These are going to take up the other side of the page. So, and this is what I mean when I talk about, like, I love doing 12x12s, but I'm very grid oriented. I like things in grids where they almost look like they would be in pockets. You know, and that's just kind of, I guess, where my eye is drawn. So we are going to start by adding on the titles. That's what we'll do first. So I got to remember which order they go in. So I'm going to have to read my journaling to figure out what title goes to what spot, because I don't remember. Oh, good night, Caleb. See you later. Okay, so let's see here. So it says I'm currently reading Daily Affirmations as my March One Little Word practice. No way, Spark Joy. Okay, it is. I'm really loving this daily practice. So reading. I'm currently reading. There we go. Aaron has kicked it up a notch this month with his cooking, his experimenting with different recipes, and adding so much to our make again list. The best by far is his homemade pizza. I don't remember what that is. So today, is there something, this happened today. Today I noticed my rose bush. Okay, so I should also go pizza, reading. Then we've got rose bush. Okay. Rosebush, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so playing outside with the kids is bringing me so much joy. Spark joy. Let's just throw everything everywhere. That's cool too. So, spark joy, playing outside. All right. This month I was featured on the scrapbook. Oh, this is listening to this. So I listened to the podcast because I don't always listen to a bunch of stuff. And then, nope, no way, and remember this. There we go. There's nothing worse than having to make multiple trips to the dentist. I had to go in 4 times this month to get my temporary crown, to fix the temporary crown, to get the permanent crown, and to take Izzy in. It was a lot. Like you go to the dentist like every 6 months. And then when you go into the dentist, all of a sudden you have to go back in a million times. That could just be my experience, but yeah, it's the worst. So then what I'm going to do is put these hearts next to the titles in rainbow order. So you got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I know it's pink, but it works. And then random facts at the top. So that is going to be the spread. So now it's just assembly, now that we know where everything goes. So I think what I'll do is work on the photos first, and then we'll do the title, and then we'll do these pieces. So here we go. I always like to start in the bottom corner. Honestly, I'm just going to use this because it's right here and it's easier for me. So, and when I do it, I don't always add it everywhere. So, I forgot what I was going to say. I start in the bottom corner because it helps me to keep everything aligned. And I also, so I have a wide format printer, right? I printed these all out on a 13 by 19 page. And I still cut them apart because I like the way that they look when the seams line up with each other. It gives it like a little bit more texture to the page. So even though I technically could have printed them all out like as a big unit in and of itself, I still wanted them cut apart. So just, just random thing for you to know, I suppose. Okay, so we'll get this one on there. I know, I love grids too. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys like it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of grids. Huge, huge, huge fan. I like structure, and so I think, grids are very structured. And they're fun. And plus, they're easy to design, I think. All right, so next we'll get that one on there. Playing outside. Then we've got the rose bush. It's also fun because I was able to print these all pretty large. Like I could have done this in something kind of like a 2x2 page protector, so 2" by 2", but it made it fun to be able to print them 4x4 and have a little bit more substantial photos in the grouping, you know? Okay, and then we've got the pizza, because we are all about our homemade pizzas, all about it. Last Friday, we were making pizzas, and it was after the Thursday Live where Etienne was talking all about her pizza oven and getting us all enabled to buy pizza ovens. And we were making our pizza, and we have a pizza stone that we cook it on top of, and it cracked in half in the oven with a pizza on top of it on Friday. So I texted her and I was like, all right, so apparently this is a sign that I need to go buy your pizza oven. Except it's really expensive, so we just got another stone. But maybe someday we will get an actual pizza oven. Okay, so there are our pictures on the page. Okay, so now, oops, next we're going to add our title piece up at the top here. So I'm going to, actually, you know what, I'm going to not do that quite yet. Let's do these first. It's for sure a special occasion gift, yes. For like a week straight. Oh no. Oh, Caitlin. So you guys are going to be bored of pizza here for a while. Hilarious. So we've got reading. These little wood veneer titles are so fun. Like, I love them. They're basically like a tiny phrase sticker, but they're wooden. And they're my favorite. So for this page, I also did the same thing where I added some gray boxes so I could figure out where I wanted to place them. Because on the bottom. It just helps me when I am putting the page together to make it quicker. Yes. Okay, so let's, here we go. I keep trying to grab that one. Oh, yeah. The simple scrapper. Wait, where are you guys talking about this? Oh, yeah, right here, this one. So, Scrapbook Your Way, which is the podcast by Jennifer Wilson, who is, who is the Simple Scrapbooker. Or, yeah, Simple Scrapbooker. Yes, so you can find it on her podcast. So it is the Scrapbook Your Way podcast. And it is free, so you can listen to it. It was really fun. We talked all about planning, which, you know, is like my favorite thing to talk about. Maybe ever. I love planning. Especially when it comes to scrapbooking, I love planning. And it was really fun. So I was totally geeked out to be able to talk to somebody about it. And if you would have asked me, it's so funny, like if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I would have ever expected for like people to I don't know, like gravitate towards or get so much out of my planning, like the way that I plan, I never would have believed you. Because like I just never would have believed you. So it's so cool to see like something that I really love. And it's awesome to see that it helps people. Like that is really, really gratifying. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit on the sides as well. Okay, that should be good. And then I'll probably have to trim a little bit off of the sides because I think it's going to be slightly longer, which is fine. So we're going to take this, we're going to line it up here on the edge. Looks pretty good. And then we'll trim it off of the sides. So there's that. And that. Okay. I probably could have left a tiny bit more space, but it's probably too late because I used score tape, so we'll find out if it's too late. Maybe it'll be fine. Oh, I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's carefully remove. I probably could have just left it, but you know. Oh well, we're already most of the way there. So we're doing this. We're just going for it, pulling it off, and then I'm going to reposition. So I want a little bit more space in between. Come on. Okay. In between the titles. Yeah, it's like two. Like that's better, I think. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so let's trim that off again. And then we can add the title, and then this will be done. Nope, then we got to put on the hearts. Lies. Okay. Then we'll do that. So is this kit just embellishments, Crystal? Yes. So, yes, Mallory. Yep, that's all it is. Except for this one colorful journaling card, which totally could have been, just been a piece of pattern paper. So just a little piece of pattern paper, some big photos, and then embellishments. Yep, that's exactly right. Which made it really fun. Okay, so there's my random facts, and then we're gonna add on some hearts, which I'm thinking you're probably too, yeah. Nope, so let's just use roller tape and hope it sticks on well enough. Okay, so, and I wonder if I can hold this with you. Let's try it. Nope. Well, it was a good try. All right, so we're gonna go rainbow order down the side here. So we've got red, and then orange, stamp organization. Ooh, I'm curious about that. What the stamp mine's pretty simple. I'd be curious to hear what hers is. I should go listen to it. I love listening to organizational stuff. So like that podcast has been really fun to listen to because it's all about that kind of stuff right now. Yes. It's interesting to see like how different people organize things too. You know, like I don't know if you guys saw a couple months, it might have been a couple months back, when Laura Wanzig did a video about how she like just took stamps that she likes off of sets and made her own backing. Instead of keeping a whole stamp set just for one sentiment, which was super interesting. I need to follow up with her and find out like what she thinks of that now that she's had it for a while. So it's like all these different ways that you can organize the same things, which is really fun. I feel like stamps is something that I have that has a more substantial organization to it, because you don't ever actually use up stamps, right? You use them and then you can keep using them. Whereas a lot of my other stuff, I use it up so that it doesn't even go into the stash anywhere. Okay, here we go. Let's readjust you. Okay, so that is that. That's that one. How cute. I really like it. I love the rainbow. It's fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do last then try out adding one of these into the album. These ones don't. So these ones can go into a page protector. Both of the 12 by 12s that I did today can go in a page protector because there's nothing interactive about them. However, I do have some that are interactive. So let me grab. This is my new 12 by 12 story album. So you guys have seen the flip throughs of the albums I did that are 6 by 8. So I have volume 1 and volume 2 currently, and some of these are for classes, but these ones are fine. So in here I have some larger scale stories, which is all that they are just stories randomly placed in. Like there's no, they're not chronological. I have a spread that I've a few. Oh, here's another one I did recently with Colorcast Design product. That was really, you know, that's pretty cool. So just random. They're just random stories and generally have more text. Like this one has a bunch of text in that I hand wrote in those hearts. This is the one that I just posted today, which I'm going to pull out and we're going to stick it in the album. We're going to create something to stick it in the album with. So let me replace that with this one. We'll put random facts in here instead. So let me stick this down in here to put something on the back. Come on. So the 12 by 12 size is something that I'm trying to make now with each of my kits. So in a recent video, I showed you guys this, which is a list that I made. So it's a scrapbook. Oh, you know, I did it in, it wasn't in a video, it was on Instagram. So I recently made a list of all of the size albums and the subjects of those albums. So I've got my 9 by 12 Project Life. I've got a family story album that's 6 by 8. A story album for my daughter and my son separately that are each 6 by 8. Then I've got a 3 by 8 album that I'm creating for my niece. I've got a 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 random traveler's notebook, this one right here. So it's, you know, like this spread that I had on there a while ago about Jonah making a mess. So sometimes I just like to work in a traveler's notebook size. So I have that I have as an option for where I can hold stories. I've got a 12 by 12 album now. And then I also have my pocket page notebook, which is again a traveler size notebook, but it has pockets in it. So it's a little bit different of an orientation. So let me see if there's one in here I can show you. So like this one, although there's no pocket in that one. Nope, I can't show you these ones yet. But so like this one I have as, this is like my major journaling book. So all of my journaling, when I have like a lot of things I need to say, it typically goes in this one. So the point to that is that this is new, and I'm trying to, with each of my kits that I crush or work through, which, you know, I crush the story kits, but I also crush my story by the month kits. I like to use those all up. And then when I get the kits from Feed Your Craft, I do the same thing. And then I'm starting to do it also with Paper Person and Colorcast Designs. So typically when I get a kit in the mail, in the 30 days or however many days it takes to get the next kit out, then I try to go ahead and crush those stories and like get them all told so that nothing is going into my stash. So to the 12 by 12 one. So I had some questions about how am I going to add this into my album. This has this interactive piece, so it opens here on the side to reveal journaling that correlates to all of the numbers, which is really fun. So I love this. It is a 12 by 12. I stored it for a short, you know, for a couple days there in a pocket page because I just didn't have time to make the thing yet. But here is how I'm going to put this in an album. I just need to pull it out here. I have some just clear plastic transparency, which let me grab a piece here. And they are 12 by 12 that I got from Michaels. So what I'm going to, this is full of all kinds of vellum and transparency. And pretty much that's what this whole bin is all about, because I love working with transparent elements. So I have a packet that's just dedicated to that. So I'm going to take this piece of plastic and trim it down into a 12 by, let's say, 2 inches, just to give it a little bit of stability here. So if we go a 12-inch by 2-inch piece. Did I already mention I found this at Michael's? That's where I found this. So they came in a pack of like 20 or something, and I believe they were kind of close to the register when I found them. And I believe a lot of times they were being used for making face shields. So they are like somewhat thick, which is nice. So these do have the plasticky piece that I need to take off. And then what I'm going to do is grab a page protector, like a normal page protector, just to figure out the distance in between the the only thing about 12 by 12 albums is that they're huge. They're so big, but it's fun. So, okay, so I'm going to stick this here on the page protector, which I'm going to try to make it as centered on here as possible. And then, you know what I'm going to do is get a small piece of washi tape and let's just stick this down so that it doesn't slide around, because it is plastic and plastic will slide. So let's just like go there and there. Okay. So essentially what I want to do is I want to add adhesive onto the plastic so that I can attach it to the back of the page there. So I'm going to grab my score tape again because it's the strongest I've got, and I'm going to add a piece right next to the fuse line, which is why I wanted this page, because I wanted to see where is the fuse line for the page underneath. So I'm just going to add 2 pieces. And then when I add the back piece, so, you know, if I've got another interactive page, I can add it to the back of this. Actually, I'm going to do this too. I can add it to the back of the plastic piece. So while I have it taped on here, I'm also going to go ahead and hole punch it. So I've got my power punch so that it will punch through that plastic really nice and easily. And I'm just going to line it up so that, let's do it this way, so that we're kind of in the middle. Sorry if you got my head, but so we're kind of in the middle of the page things. So there's that one, and one more. There, that should be good. Okay. All right, so that gives me that. So now I know that when I place my page on here, that it can go all the way up to this line fairly safely. Okay. And then I can just put this back. Don't need it anymore. Yep, that's the top. Okay. So the reason I'm doing this also, you could technically print your page larger than a 12 by 12 and fit it in there kind of like we do with the 6 by 8s. But since I worked on cardstock underneath, that's a 12 by 12, I needed something to attach to it so that it will open. So this is going to go on here like this. It'll go in the page protector, and then this part will be able to open up, and something else, I will just adhere it to the back. So let's get this washi tape off of here, and then we'll do it. Okay, so let's grab this all off. Apparently I should have made that less. Less washi tape. That's okay. There we go. We got it. Okay, so let's just take this off now and get it attached, which is fun. I've been meaning, I needed to do this anyway, so I'm glad this gave me a reason to do it. There's like a little bit extra here. My head's totally going to be in the way here for a second while I try to match this up size-wise. Okay, and get it on here nice and straight. You know what? I'm also going to stick it on here so that it's straight and won't move. Plastic is really hard to like get to like be still. All right, so we're going to go here to there, press it all down, and then we'll call that a day. It's on. So there we go. See, so it's just like its own little thing. And then on the back side now, you can see the the tape there. And what I'll do is like pretend that this was another interactive page. I would just adhere it down straight onto the back. So then it would be like this on the front, and then you would turn the whole thing, and then this would be on the back, if that makes sense. So that is how I am storing these pages that go outside of a page protector in my same album. And they'll just go in like right next to all of the other pieces. So here's the, let's bring this all back over. So here it is inside. So see, it just snaps right in there, and I can turn it, and it totally works. So there we go. Which is really fun. And the reason I like this is because I like to do things that are interactive. I like things that have additional space for hidden journaling. I like things that can move in and out of pages. And one of the things that's really cool about working with a larger canvas like this is that I can do that on a larger scale. And that makes me feel super excited. So, you know, like I could print a full page 12 by 12 photo and sew a pocket onto it that a card goes into or something. And then I can have that be outside of a page protector where you can just pull the card out and it's no big deal. So it's fun. It's like, you know, the sky is the limit. Okay. Would the quality of the pictures go bad if they're not in a page protector? So it's possible. It's possible that they would get worse over time. I think the biggest thing that's going to have an effect on your photos is sunlight. So having it be in an album in general is going to protect it from sunlight. So that's going to be the biggest like stress on your picture. Another thing that could happen, like let's say these are together, although you know that lines up, but let's say that these wood pieces were on this side, you know, now my pictures are there. They will have like a little bit of rub against each other, and that could cause some scratch marks or something on your page. So it just depends. Like if you're, for me, when it comes to scrapbooking, a couple of things. One, I take pictures of all of my layouts and I upload them to a cloud storage. So if something were to happen to my scrapbooks or to any individual page, I still have a copy of it. Sure, it's not like the physical copy, but I still have a copy of it. And the other thing is a lot of times I'm creating these just to stretch like creativity muscles and have fun and that sort of thing. So if they don't last, you know, if they don't stand the test of time, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Plus, you know, I make a lot of projects, so yeah, it's okay if they don't all make it. But I don't think there's going to be too much terrible things happening. Like I have a 2018 December daily that I did stuff outside of the page protector, so that's now 2.5 years old, and the pictures are totally fine. There's nothing wrong with them. So yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I hope that helps. Yes. So it's really fun. I have definitely enjoyed working outside of the page protectors for sure. Definitely. So anyway, that is that. So actually, I forgot that speaking of photographing all of my layouts, I gotta take this one back out because I forgot I have to actually, you know, photograph this today. So that's that. In a shoebox, yes. You know what? It's so funny. I feel like my parents have a bunch of pictures in shoeboxes, and we just went through my husband's family stuff, and they have a whole bunch of pictures in shoeboxes. It's crazy. It'll be interesting to see in the future if, you know, our kids and our descendants look back on our albums and are like, actually read the stories and do the things, because maybe there's a little bit more structure to them, but also maybe they'll feel the same way of like, oh, my parents just have like all of these, my mom just has like all these books she made about me, or like, you know, like there's so many of them, you know. I tell my kids, or I will tell my kids as they get older, you know, if they want them, they're theirs to have, but if they don't want them, that's okay too. Like, it's, you know, it's whatever. Anyway, yes, Shuan, you're right, that it's, if anything, it's the adhesive. That's for sure. You are right about that. So yes, when you're working outside the page protector, I do highly recommend using super strong tape if you can. I typically will use score tape. Red line tape is even stronger than score tape, but sometimes I think red line tape could be unnecessary because score tape is really strong. So, but red line tape is great for things like rubber and felt and like textured things too. Anyway, so who doesn't want these things? Yes. Who knows, Millie? They might not. It might be overkill for them. I hope they'll want them, but, you know, I also have to be resigned to be okay if they don't. And just know that I'm making these for me, and then maybe, hopefully, making them for them, but ultimately making them for me because it brings me joy. And also, I love writing our stories, and it helps me process life, right? So, yeah. But if they do want them, that would be like the greatest joy ever. Oh, I'll tell you one quick story before we sign off here, and I'm just getting all these back out so you can see them all again. But, quick story. Last weekend, we went over to my husband's grandparents' house. It was the first time that we spent time with them in maybe like 6 months or so. And my husband's very, very close with his grandparents. He grew up in their house a lot of his life. So it was really hard not being around them for a long time. So we went over there, and I brought my scrapbooks with me. So I brought the scrapbooks, the story album, which, you know, my story album that I have for Jonah and my story album that I have for Izzy, because I was like, you know, so much of what we've been up to for the last 6 months is in those books, and maybe they'd want to see that. So I brought them with us, and they probably, like, his grandma took one of the albums and his grandpa took the other album, and they probably spent an hour just looking through them. Like, his grandma, his tita, so she is she's Hispanic, she's Mexican, and English is her second language. She sat there and read like story after story. I had to go over to her and be like, Tita, you don't have to read all the stories. Like, there's a lot of words in there, and it's okay. Like, if you don't want to read them all, it's a lot. But it was so heartwarming to have somebody like look through it and read the stories and like feel such a connection to them, because that's her connection to her great-grandchildren. So it was a really cool thing. So next time you guys go and visit an elderly family member, whenever that is, whether that's soon or whether that's in, you know, the distant future, bring your scrapbooks with you and share them with them, because I guarantee you that they would love the chance to look through and see the things in the stories that you're telling. So it was definitely a highlight to the year so far, for sure. Anyway. Okay, so you guys, this is what we did in the last 2 hours. We've got 2 12 by 12 layouts. We've got 2 6 by 8 layouts, and we've got 2 3 by 8 layouts. Lots and lots of stories that we've told that I've had in my story bucket for a while. So it feels really good to get them on the page and stories told. Caitlin, me too. I also wish they all had Instagram. Like, come on, you could have a story every single day if you want, or almost every single day. So funny. So yes, this is what we've got. This is what we did, and I'm so pleased. I have enjoyed hanging out with you guys so much. You guys know I love Thursdays. I'm so sad I won't be here next week, but I'm also not sad because I'll have my second vaccine, and also sad because I probably won't be feeling good afterwards. I'm a mixed bag of emotions when it comes to next week. So that's that. So just remember that I won't be here next week. I'll be back the week after. And yes, tomorrow I will have another Story Kit Crush project coming out with the Connect kit. So I'm looking forward to that one. And yeah, can't wait to read everybody's stories tomorrow. So Millie, I have not put dates on them yet because I don't remember the dates. So I'm gonna, after I am done here, I'm gonna go over to my computer and find out when they all were and date stamp them before I actually put them away. So yes, I will date stamp them for sure. Yes. So, all right, you guys. Well, this has been fun. Yes, Tracy, I will work on the craft room tour. I promise. And I will see you guys around soon. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye, you guys.